Inflation is here. Well, inflation's been here for a long time, but the rate of inflation right now seems to be accelerating. And maybe we could live with an inflation rate of 1% or 2% a year or whatever it was. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know all the exact statistics. I just know that inflation has been with us for a long time. But it's been a gradual inflation, not something that's really destructive. However, right now, it looks like the inflation rate is getting pretty high. I've seen people quoting inflation rates of maybe 7%, or some people are even saying that the inflation rate is as high as 16 or 18% like that. That's no good. That means that money that you might have in the bank is kind of melting away in terms of its purchasing power. If you have inflation, that means that $1 that you had yesterday bought so much product, but tomorrow that same dollar buys less of that product. That's inflation. I remember when I was a child. That was a long, long time ago. But we talked about going down and buying a half gallon of ice cream. Ice cream came in containers that were called half gallons. Well, right now, there's the 2 quarts in a half gallon. Well, I looked in the freezer, and the ice cream that we have now is 1.5 quarts. It's a half a quart less than a half a gallon. Have you noticed downsizing of products? The product is still in a box, it's in a container, but maybe the container is thinner, and so there's not as much product in there. The place to look is to look at the number of ounces. How many ounces, how many pounds of product are in the container? The container may look the same size when you look at it straight on, but if the container is thinner and not as thick, there's not as much content in there. Look at the number of ounces. Maybe the container is narrower. Maybe the container is shorter. I think I see a lot of downsizing of product. Sometimes, you see, I'm an old guy, and so when I go to the grocery store, I reach over to the shelf, I pick up the product, I feel the container, and in some cases that container just doesn't feel like it used to feel. It's not as heavy. It's not as thick. I eyeball it. I look at it. It's not as tall. The price is about the same, maybe. And so maybe that makes me feel comfortable. I look, oh yeah, the price, that's about what I ought to pay. And I might feel comfortable with the price, but maybe the number of pounds or the number of ounces in the container is less. And if the number of ounces is less in the container and the price is the same, that means inflation. I'm paying the same amount of money for less product. Have you noticed that happening? Make comments here. Write that down. Where do you live? Tell the state you live in. Are there certain products that you notice this is happening to? Now, we don't want our paycheck melting away because of inflation. We want to be able to go down next week or next month and buy the same amount of groceries that we bought a year ago with our paycheck. But if your paycheck is going up 5% a year, and if inflation is going up 8% a year, you and we're falling behind by the difference between 5% pay increase and 8% inflation. We're losing 3%. Can't have that going on. Now I'm talking about food, but what about rent? Is your rent going up? Yeah, is your rent going up? Is the price of gasoline going up? My goodness, the price of gasoline. Here in California, the price of gasoline is, well, it was pushing $5. I think now it's settled down to maybe, I'm just going to name some number. I don't know what it is. I'm not an economic advisor. I'm not an expert on the economy. I'm just a bystander seeing things happen, and I'm talking to you about those things. The price of gasoline was up around, right now about $4.65. That's a lot for the price of gasoline. How high would the price of gasoline have to go before people would say, hey, I just can't afford to drive down and go shopping as frequently as I used to? Would that be $10 a gallon? Well, if you had a great big car, like a truck, and your car got 10 miles to the gallon, and if the price of gasoline was $10 a gallon, I just did that to make it easy to figure, that means that the price of gasoline would be $1 a mile. So to drive that truck down to the grocery store that's 5 miles away, that would cost $5 to go down to the grocery store and $5 to come back. That might be enough to cause a person to get on their bicycle. Yes, this inflation thing could get out of control, and we don't want to see the price of gas going up any higher. We want the price of gas to go down, down, down. Do that again. Down, 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 down. This inflation thing is not good. Higher prices for food products. Smaller packages containing the food. These things aren't good. Oh, by the way, if you like my videos, I would suggest that you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, recommend my videos to people, share my videos. Videos number 1 through number 60 have to do with saving money and trying to achieve economic stability. We all want economic stability. We don't want debt. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a realtor. I don't currently hold a real estate license. I'm just here trying to talk about what's going on. And I've seen so many things going on right now that I felt I wanted to be a location where we can all share. And I'd like your comments. Write your comments down. Tell where you live, what state you're in, what's going on. And we'll all communicate together and follow this through. Talk to you later. Bye for now.